Hello, welcome back to the Phases podcast.
Hello, hello.
How was your weekend?
Weekend was good. Hung out with a couple of friends, which was nice. And it was freezing. It was so cold. Was it cold up there?
Yeah.
Kind of stayed inside and under blankets, which was nice. What about you?
Yeah, I was pretty much inside the whole time too, under the heat pump.
Yeah, it's good. I'm not enjoying winter though.
I can't believe it's the shortest day coming up already.
Yeah, this year's going so fast.
Yeah. I've decided I don't really mind winter because I like being warm and cozy. I actually heard a quote today that was saying, I'm definitely a winter girl because winter allows you to just be as you are, whereas in summer you're expected to be somewhere or look a certain way or be doing something,
Mm,
but in winter there's just none of that expectation.
yeah.
And I related so much.
Mm, yeah, I don't know. I like sunshine. Being tan.
Yeah,
I'm wearing shorts because pants don't ever fit me right.
yeah, that's true.
The struggle is real. Anyway, what are we talking about today?
Maybe something that is highly sought after, that being the beautiful, weird, wonderful fitness industry.
There could have been so many things that you said after that. Beautiful, weird fitness industry. Okay, cool. So, what has been your experience with the fitness industry? Do you want to start there or like childhood?
Yeah, we can start in childhood. I think what kick-started my journey in the fitness world was when I went to the gym at 14. I would do boot camp and classes and just go to the gym every now and then. And from then on, I guess I became addicted. Where did yours start?
Like a few months ago. Yeah, I was pretty lazy kid. Like really lazy. I hated exercise of all kind. I'd throw a fit if we had to go on a hike or something. Like I would just throw a tantrum. And mom and my parents would try to get me to do things, and I just was not into it. Like in PE class, I would be the kid that was sitting out and had a note. But now I love it and it's like essential. But yeah, I did not as a kid. I don't know. If it was me, if I wanted to do it, it would be fine. But if it was something that we were doing that I didn't get a say in, like if we were going on a family hike, I would just be miserable the whole time and they would have to drag me up the mountain. But if I was like, I want to go for a hike and I did it, then it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you became a PT, didn't you? Or you studied it?
Yeah, so at the end of school, I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I leant towards something that I was passionate about, and that was health and fitness.
Mhm.
So after school, I studied fitness for a year and came away with a certificate in fitness, and that gave me a PT qualification, a group fitness instructor qualification, and I think basic nutrition.
Oh, yeah. And did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I say that it was one of my best years, but at the same time, outside of that, I was going through a lot. I had little to no self awareness, so I was really just following everyone else, I guess.
Mhm.
And I think when you do something like that, when you have no self awareness, it can become quite toxic.
So how long did you do that for?
That was just a year. And then for the next few years, I did PTing on and off at 3 different gyms, and I was running boot camps.
Yeah, it seems like you were good at it and enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I guess from the outside it would have looked like that, but from the inside, I was an absolute mess. Like, I didn't know myself whatsoever, and I just felt pressure all the time. And I did enjoy the fitness side of it and helping people achieve their goals, but something didn't align with me, and I couldn't figure out what it was. My personal life was just crumbling around me. I was going through so many awful phases, and even at the gym itself, I had some really good people helping me and trying to keep me up. But yeah, my personal life really just took over, and I lost all interest in the gym. And that was like I guess it was a big downfall, but it was also a big awakening, and I learned a lot about myself.
Do you think that the gym and exercise, like, do you think if you'd have kept going with it, it would have helped your mental health during that time, or do you think it didn't?
It became really toxic for me.
Yeah.
I was really addicted to looking a certain way, and I had body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
And when I was at that early stage, I was the biggest I've ever been, but I was fit and strong and healthy body wise, but my head was an absolute mess.
Yeah.
I didn't see myself as big. I thought I just looked like normal. But then in the future, looking back at the pictures, I look at them and think, wow, like, I did not see myself like that at all.
Mhm. Yeah, that's something that can really happen. Like, you think you're insecure, but then you actually start going to the gym, and then it's like the body dysmorphia hits, and then you're like really super focused on what you look like because you're looking in the mirrors every single day. And yeah, it's wild how that happens.
Yeah. And in the industry, people were doing bodybuilding competitions, and I never wanted to do one, but I would always support them and eat like them and
Hmm.
follow really strict meal plans and be eating 0 calorie foods and
Yeah.
just completely messed up my hormones.
0 calorie foods. So air, water.
Chemicals, basically.
Mm.
So, yeah, with that, my gut health was bad. I had depression, body dysmorphia. I
Yeah.
ended up developing bulimia. It was just a nightmare. And then I decided to leave for a bit and started sorting my life out outside of the gym and just figuring out who I was and what I liked without all the noise and without all the influence.
Yeah. So years later now, what's your relationship like with the not necessarily the fitness industry, but just maybe exercise in general or whatever words you want to use?
Definitely the complete opposite.
Hmm.
I've done lots of healing around food and exercise, and I think people don't realize how toxic exercise can be. It seems like such an innocent, healthy thing, and that's how it's pursued. Is that the right word?
Mm.
Persuade. That's how it's.
No, I think those are both wrong, but I know what you mean.
That's how exercise is shown in society. That it's really healthy.
Portrayed.
Yeah, portrayed. That's the word I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So that can be quite hard to even recognize that there's a problem there.
Hmm.
And even looking back, I can see how much of a problem it was, whereas at the time I had no clue. I knew there was such thing as overtraining, but I didn't realize the way I was training was toxic as well. Every time I was angry, I would just punish my body,
Mm.
and it felt good to get the anger out, but I think it in the big picture it was doing more harm than good.
Yeah.
So now I don't do that.
Yeah, it's hard because it's the industry. It doesn't look like it's a problem. Like, you're being healthy, you're going to the gym, you're eating well, you're watching what you're eating. Like, that's healthy. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Like anything, it can become a problem. Anything that becomes obsessive and cuts into your life and your mental health is a problem.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you're not aware of it.
Mm. Yeah.
I think now part of me wants to try again. Like, part of me still has an interest in helping people in the gym, but in a completely different way to what I was taught and to what the industry. shows.
Yeah.
And I would say my I've sort of found my belief around exercise. And it is a lot about moving with intention and focusing on healing and self love before obsessing over the way you look and either needing to lose weight or gain weight, and building healthy relationships with food instead of calorie counting. So I guess making those solid foundation changes before starting in the gym or starting on some kind of fitness journey that may be different to what you'd usually do.
Yeah, the way I like to look at the gym is, or just any exercise, is it needs to be sustainable and long term. Like I'm going in order to live longer and feel better in myself and feel stronger and be more capable and have more confidence and be a really strong old woman and like not be in a wheelchair one day. So I look at it like that. Like I want to just not ever be injured or yeah, have any issues, I guess. So that's the way I look at exercise is just being as strong as I can. And then I think the aesthetics come alongside that, but that should never be the goal. But like, when you're consistent, then you get the muscles and then you can be proud of that because you've worked hard for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, the aesthetic side is important, but it should never be the goal. I don't know, it's so hard though to like not compare yourself to other people, especially women. I mean, I know men do it too. I know for men it's a really big issue with like the bodybuilding side and what's it called? The hormones and testosterone and all the things. Yeah.
steroids, yeah.
Mm. Yeah. There's a lot of guys that get deep down and mess up their hormones and their guts and their bodies. And to me, that life is not sustainable. But
Yeah, I think we place a lot of our worth on the way we look,
hmm
especially our bodies, the way our bodies look. And it's really sad. And I think as someone who's worked in the fitness industry, you can see a lot of people profit off people's struggles and the
hmm
issues they're having with their body. And they do these challenges and they lose heaps of weight, and then no one's taught them how to make it sustainable. So then they finish the challenge, they gain the weight and more.
yeah.
They've got to do it all over again. So it's just repeating the cycle.
And there's so much bullshit online. Like I see so many videos of 6 weeks to lose all your belly fat, but like you can't target where you lose fat, and
Yeah.
that's not possible. Like there's so many things, and then you'll see a lot of them post the exact same thing. Like it's clearly a template that they've used. That's just tricking people.
Yeah. It really is such an individual journey because everybody's bodies are so different and respond differently to different kinds of exercise and eating.
Yeah, what I've learned because I'm obviously a petite woman, I've learned so much about. Well, first of all, like women's fitness is so different to men's fitness because we have different bodies, different hormones, different cycles, different things are going to be easier. And then like calorie count and stuff like that's different. And is it BMI? Yeah. And so for a short woman compared to a tall woman, that's going to be different as well. So like if I put into the BMI thing and then it shows me how many calories I should eat in a day, it's like 3. Which is obviously not possible and not sustainable. And but I don't count calories at all. I think people can if that's your goal, but my goal has never been weight loss or anything, more like muscle growth and metabolism and that stuff. But yeah, like for my body type, it's going to be really different to someone else. So I can't just listen to what one coach is saying because, yeah, it's different for everyone and different people's goals are different.
Yeah, even the BMI thing isn't accurate.
No. Yeah, because it doesn't take into account, like, muscle mass or anything. Yeah, so don't listen to that.
No, never. From my experience, I really have learnt and believe that our weight depends on our overall health. So, not just what we're eating and our physical health, but also our mental health. Because when I was the strongest in my body, the fittest and strongest, and also the biggest, my mental health was an absolute mess. And when I was my tiniest, I had such an unhealthy relationship with food. I barely exercised. My mental health was still a mess, but slightly better. So I guess for my body to be healthy, it's important for me to include mental health in the foundation.
Yeah, I think it all coincides as well. Like, if you're someone who's sitting inside all day and never moving or exercising, your mental health probably won't be as good. But then if you're over exercising and becoming toxic about it, that can bring it down. So you need to balance.
Yeah, and that's hard to do because each foundation has such heavy weight behind it. It needs a lot of attention.
So, what's your favorite type of exercise?
It really depends because sometimes when I'm full of energy, I love high intensity, and sometimes I love lifting heavy weights. Sometimes I want to run, sometimes I just like a good old walk.
Hmm.
Sometimes Pilates too, and yoga. It's good to have a variety.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. I think walking is so important too. Like, it's so what's the word? Underappreciated. Like, it's so important and good for you just to get everything moving, get the juices flowing.
Yeah, I think walking without the intention of it being to exercise.
What's the point then?
Well, exactly, that's not a good mindset because walking is really good for your mental health and your nervous system.
Yeah, but I think that's exercise. Like when I exercise, I do it for my mental health and for my nervous system and everything else, and to walk the dog.
Yeah, I feel like exercise is the bonus of doing the walk for your mental health. Do you know what I mean?
I guess so. But I think the hormones that you get from exercising, like the serotonin and everything, will then give you energy. So is it the chicken or the egg?
I guess in a society that has become addicted to hot girl walks and getting 10,000 steps a day, that in itself is quite toxic. So I try to look at it as I'm getting outside and going for a walk for my mental health, and the exercise part is a bonus.
Hmm.
So whatever way you look at it, it's all the same benefit as long as you're not obsessing over one or the other.
Yeah. I think the trend, like the hot girl walk, is kind of good. Like, it can definitely be toxic, but I think it's a nice way to kind of romanticize it a little bit and make it into like a routine and a ritual almost for people that wouldn't otherwise walk. Then you can make it into something that's nice. I can put my headphones on and put it on some cute little album, and yeah, I don't know, it makes it more doable, I think, for some people.
Yeah, for sure. So what does your exercise routine look like these days?
Usually I'm a walk at the moment in the morning with the dog, just like 30 minutes or something along the beach. And then I go to the gym like 4 or 5 times a week, 3 to 5 times a week, and for about an hour, just strength training. And then I train with a PT once or twice a week for about an hour. And then I walk the dog again in the evening, which is more than I've ever done in my entire life. But it's really good. And like I feel so good after doing it. Stronger and more energy. And it's not, yeah, I'm not doing it to lose weight or meet any certain goal or anything. It's really just overall wellness and longevity and fitness.
Yeah, that's good.
And training with the PT has been awesome because it's helps me so much with confidence. Because like I wanted to go to the gym for years and just could not bring myself to do it because it's so intimidating.
Yeah.
So yeah, doing it with her has been great because she shows me what to do and really like pushes me. Like she knows that I could go heavier, but I don't believe it's possible. But then she yells at me and I do it, and it's good. And then I'm really proud of myself. And so yeah, I really recommend a PT if anyone is nervous about the gym because it's good.
It's nice to have that support, and especially being with someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, and someone who can tailor it to you as well. Like a lot of the equipment I can't reach, which is super embarrassing. So she's helped me give like alternative exercises and stuff.
Yeah, they should make equipment for short people.
Mm. Yeah, it's all designed for average height men, which is not me. What's your routine like at the moment?
Mostly just walking. I think during my luteal and menstrual phases, I sort of prioritize rest.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and it seems to work for my body. I guess I'm chasing a baby around
Mm.
24/7.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely slow down in that last like month before my period. Yeah, it's important to listen to your body.
Yeah, that's a big thing I've learnt with exercise too.
Yeah, something I've really noticed since I've been going to the gym consistently every week is the like massive impact that my cycle or menstrual phase has on my body and my strength levels and energy levels. Like, you know, certain times of the month, like ovulation, I'm super strong and motivated and I'm there 5 days a week and just like going so heavy and I feel really confident and feel skinny and I'm just amazing. And then the few a week or so before menstruation, I feel like crap and I'm like crying. I don't even want to go into the gym and I'm intimidated and scared of everyone and everything's so heavy. And then I'll end up just not even going that much. And I'm bloated. But then like I know now that in a week I'll feel good again. So I've started getting better at listening to my body and knowing like it's okay. I'm not as strong this week. I'm not going to push myself that hard because I can't.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice to be in sync with your body and to actually listen and hear what it's saying.
Yeah.
I think in the past, a lot of the time, my body has told me, slow down, so then I'll just completely stop
Mm.
instead of reducing a little bit. Or my body's telling me it wants to do more, but my mind is saying, like, no, I don't want to do more.
Yeah.
And that's like mega self sabotage on my behalf.
Yeah, there's definitely you can get like around your period or something, you might be really exhausted and want to eat tons of chocolate and lie on the couch, but then that'll actually make you feel worse. So then maybe you should just go for a walk or eat some good food or something instead of binge eating, whatever. But yeah, do whatever you want, but it might not make you feel better.
Yeah, even focusing on one, if you're someone who struggles with binging around your period, focusing on just one really nourishing meal and
Mm,
then eating all the chocolate the rest of the time.
yeah.
That will help you feel slightly better. And then that good feeling, you sort of want to chase that in a way, like feeling good becomes some kind of addiction.
Yeah, definitely. And you become more sensitive to feeling bad. Like suddenly you eat something bad and it's like, yuck. I don't like this.
Yes, I'm so like that with fried food. Like if I haven't had
Mhm.
fish and chips or something like that for ages, the next time I have it, I'll feel absolute rubbish.
Yeah, like any kind of seed oils. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I definitely notice it with my skin. I just break out immediately if I eat anything processed. I think I sent something to the podcast Instagram, but I saw this post about it was just an interesting take on cycle syncing and how this person didn't think that it was actually good because it so cycle syncing is when you women are like learning about their cycles and syncing their lives up to each phase that they're in. So like in their ovulation phase, they'll be doing a lot more and doing certain exercises and eating a certain way. But she was arguing that that can actually take away from women, and it can be, how do I say it? Like, tell women that certain times of the month they're not strong and they're not capable of doing anything, or they're dumb. And that can actually hurt women overall. But then, there's women that run marathons while they're on their period. Like, it's not, I think you can learn about your cycle and be empowered by it and understand and be more kind to yourself, but without it kind of running your whole life. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, I can't do it this right now because this is where I'm at in my cycle. You can be like, it's okay if I'm not as energetic right now, or if I'm not as social right now, or yeah, if I don't go for a run today. Like, yeah, you don't have to make it run your life, but you can still be, yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, there always seems to be a flip side, and anything that becomes trending, there's always often like an underlying, like, why is this particular thing being pushed so much? And I see what the post was saying. Like, it makes sense that it would be disempowering to women because we have such a short time in our cycle where we actually have more energy. But if we listen to our bodies and what they're saying as opposed to how we think we should feel during the phases and go off that, I think it makes a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. We're all different as well.
Yeah, I think just listen to your body, and if you feel energized, use that energy.
Yeah.
What would you say the definition of health is? Your own definition.
Ooh, it's a good one. I think it's a balance of a lot of things, like a lot of elements. I think it's when you not feel great, because you can feel great and be like on meth. I don't even know. What is it? I don't, it's hard to say. So the World Health Organization defines it as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. I think that's pretty good. So it's not just the absence of an illness or something. It's not just not being sick, but it's being alive and strong, and having energy and having strong immune system, and being, having a good social life. Like, I think health is so many things, but it's I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like water.
Yeah. I've never really thought about it before like that. Like, what is health? But yeah. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, I agree. And I also think that her water is really important. The four pillars and balancing them. And if one pillar is off, your whare won't stand.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to explain what that is for people? Do you want me to Google it?
So it's taha hinengaro. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Wow, good job. Yeah.
And that's mental and emotional.
Yep.
And taha wairoa, which is your spirit, spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Taha tinana, which is your physical.
Yep.
And
Fano.
oh yeah, taha whānau, which is connection.
Yeah. Good job.
Thank you. I learnt something in school.
Yeah, you knew the Māori ones as well.
Yeah, so to me, those four pillars are super important. And now that I've sort of applied them to my own life, I have this whole new understanding on them compared to what I learnt at school,
Mm-hmm.
and this whole new respect for those foundations and how much they hold.
Yeah.
They literally carry us through life. Like, that's what our whole being is made up of.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you can have really good physical health, but if your mental health isn't great, then that's not health. If you've got really great mental health, but your physical health and your spiritual health aren't great, then yeah, you have to have, and it can be really hard for busy people to prioritize all of those things, but they are important.
Yeah. I've definitely been someone who's gone through phases of standing more on one pillar and just never being right.
Yeah.
And I think now I'm finally learning to bring balance into them all and not be perfect, but give each one the attention it deserves, I guess.
Mhm.
So I think overall, if you're happy eating more whole foods than processed, somewhat fit and physically strong enough to go about your day, then that's prime health, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think the spiritual one is so important as well, and something that isn't really prioritized much. But it is, like, you have to have something bigger than you in life, whether that's, spirituality and believing in angels or guides or whatever, the universe or Jesus or God or Buddha or whatever it is. Like, I think it is so important to have something bigger that, yeah, it's so important.
I think that part kind of gets overlooked because people don't quite understand what it means.
Yeah.
It can be scary to sort of dive in and figure out what it means to you.
Mhm.
It awakens this whole part of you. And yeah, it is terrifying and it is overwhelming.
Yeah, I think in a way church was always really important as well for the sanity of people, but also the community that brought everyone together every week. The whole town would be together and looking after each other. And I think we're really lacking that today. I guess
Hmm.
we have social media, but that's definitely not the same at all.
Yeah. I think that's why a lot of people end up in gangs as well because that feels like a family
Yeah.
and a community.
Yeah. Cults.
Even motherhood, you really realize who your village is and if you even have a village.
Yeah. It's definitely important.
Mm.
I think I've said that about 70 times.
It is all important stuff.
Yeah. Is that a plastic water bottle?
Don't judge me.
I'm judging.
That's like the first plastic water bottle I've had in like, I don't even know, 4 years, 5 years.
Naughty.
So I wrote a letter to exercise because the Pisces rising in me is a fairy, a, a poetic, deep fairy.
Mhm.
Maybe not so much poetic, but an illiterate, deep fairy.
Wow, she sounds like a hoot. An emotional hoot.
Highly emotional, extremely sensitive.
Mm. Alright, I'm intrigued now. Are you gonna read it?
Yeah, I thought I'd share it with you all.
Okay, cool.
I fear this is going to produce an emotional hangover, a vulnerability hangover, if you will. So if you don't see me for the next 5 business days, I'm in hibernation.
I do that after every podcast we record. I overthink everything we've said.
Yeah,
That's alright though.
it's growth. Okay. Dear exercise, I wanted to thank you for all the times you saved me. You gave me the confidence to know I could be fit enough to outrun a predator or strong enough to put up a good fight. You gave me an outlet when my body was flooded with anger and rage. You connected me to many amazing people. You empowered me to climb Mount Te by myself, finish a 10K trail run, spend a year pushing my body to its absolute limit, and so much more. You've seen me at my highest highs and lowest lows. You've always been there for me, and I'm truly grateful for that. I know our relationship has been all over the place. I've despised you, I've hated you, I've ignored you, and I've regretted it. I've used you and I've belittled you. It took me a while to realize how toxic our connection was and that it was never about you. It was me. It shouldn't be this deep. It's just exercise. But to me, it's so much more. I'm so extremely grateful to have healed parts of me that caused our relationship to deteriorate. I've gained a whole new understanding and love for moving my body in honor of its ability to do so. I don't exercise out of anger. I don't exercise to lose weight. I don't exercise to feel good. I exercise because my body was designed to move, and that's the least I can do to honor it. So thank you, exercise. Thank you for teaching me and showing me layers of myself I was yet to discover. I'm excited to see how we progress from here. I love you.
Oh, that was nice. That was really good.
Yeah, just a little heartfelt moment.
Yeah, I can definitely feel the emotion in that. I like the part about the outrunning a predator because that's definitely something I do in my head. Like, could I beat that guy up? No, but I could try.
Yeah, I think especially since going through pregnancy and not being able to move as much, I've lost a lot of fitness and strength,
Yeah,
and I gained it in other areas, but it really messed with my confidence.
yeah, I can imagine. And you're very vulnerable as well.
Yeah. So you don't really realize how fitness impacts our confidence until you don't have it.
Yeah. Well, that was very poetic. I don't know what you're on about.
Thank you. Well, I hope you all enjoyed our little chat about the fitness industry and fitness in general.
Yeah, I think the moral is that it's very important. There I go again. But you have to have your own relationship with it and your own journey. And it should be about longevity and consistency and wellness overall, and never something that you're forcing yourself to do or punishing your body in any way
Yeah.
or for aesthetics. It should be just so you feel better in yourself and in your body.
And we're literally human beings with a body. Our bodies are made to move.
Mm.
So just get out there and move if you can, in any way.
And like nobody's judging you either. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people think that like if you start at the gym, you think everyone's judging you or looking at you, and maybe somebody is, but it doesn't matter. Like everyone started somewhere. Everyone had their first day at the gym. Everyone started from zero. And someone who's like really fit and strong and has been going, is really healthy, they're never going to judge someone who's just starting out on this journey. They're going to like be proud of you, be like, go you. Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And the gym can be a really supportive community.
Yeah, if it's not, then find a different gym.
Yeah. You can make some really good connections.
Yeah.
And that's another pillar of our health.
Yeah.
All right. See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Leave a review.